Hello and welcome to a special Monday edition of Here's What. I decided to do it today so we can talk about this past weekend in WWE where we had NXT Takeover Toronto on Saturday and of course Survivor Series last night. We're going to start with Takeover. Had a couple of tag matches, Authors of Pain versus TM61 in the Dusty Rhodes Classic final. Authors of Pain should come as no surprise that they won. They've been dominant in the tag team division, haven't been around long, but they are making their mark. Congratulations to them. That's a phenomenal win in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. And we also have new tag champions in DIY who defeated Revival. It's a great moment to see. These two guys totally deserve it. And their reign is going to be interesting. They've been so talented. You know, I think everybody loves them. Who doesn't love them? So I can't wait to see what their reign as the new tag champions in NXT brings. We also had Mickie James returning. Her return was announced a couple of weeks ago, which came as a big surprise. I don't think anybody saw that coming. To take on Asuka for the Women's Championship. Now, that is the only major women's title that Mickie James hasn't won, so clearly she had a lot riding on this match. Unfortunately for her, couldn't get the job done. Asuka is just too dominant. She won that match. Now, I don't know who, if anybody, can dethrone Asuka as, she's clearly the queen of NXT. We're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know if Mickie will get a rematch. Who knows what's gonna happen? Possibilities are endless. Speaking of endless possibilities, with Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura, this could have went anywhere. Samoa Joe ended up winning, becoming the first two-time NXT champion. Now, does this mean that Shinsuke is going to come up to Raw or SmackDown? We don't know. I'd like to see him stay in NXT because who doesn't want to see him and Joe fight more? But I'd also like to see him up on the main roster because the matches he could possibly have are endless. Again, it's going to be a wait and see. Okay, let's head over to Survivor Series. This was huge. The first double-branded pay-per-view since the split. We had the three big Raw vs. SmackDown matches, the women's, the tag team, and the men's, plus a couple other matches I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to start with the women's match. Nikki Bella was supposed to be the captain of the women's division for SmackDown Live. She was attacked before the match. Don't know who attacked her. I think a lot of people are assuming it was Charlotte because they had a confrontation beforehand. We don't know. She was replaced by the captain and Canada's own Natalya. So, could have been Natalya. Who knows? Anyways, they took on Raw. SmackDown Live lost. Now Raw, with the sole survivors of the Raw Women's Division, were Charlotte and Bayley. Bayley got the win. I don't think Charlotte took too kindly to that. She ended up attacking her own teammate after the match. So I guess we're going to see them. They obviously don't get along, so hopefully they'll have a fight in the near future because who doesn't want to see that? Also had the tag team match, the huge tag match for Raw and SmackDown. Now, the big thing to me that came out of this was New Day was the first Raw team to be eliminated. They were the captains. They're the longest reigning tag champions. The Usos. I can't even speak. I was very surprised. I don't know how they're going to react tonight. They obviously weren't too happy last night about that. Now, Cesaro and Sheamus ended up winning another two people who don't get along, but they ended up getting along to win the match for Raw. Stephanie and Mick were clearly excited about that, so Mick decided that they get their tag team title opportunity tonight on Raw. Now, with the New Day getting eliminated early, I don't know if that's in their mind. It could play into their mindset. They're probably not happy. Could be a disadvantage. To me, that is for them tonight, so who knows. Again, like I said, the New Day has been longest reigning tag champions, so they obviously don't want to lose. But Sheamus and Cesaro have proven that they can work together, so it's going to be interesting to see how that match goes down tonight. Now, we also had Sami Zayn, who was supposed to take on Dolph Ziggler, but Dolph lost to The Miz last week on SmackDown, and The Miz became the new Intercontinental Champion, so it was The Miz versus Sami Zayn. Sami didn't care. He wanted to bring that Intercontinental title to Raw. I think a lot of people thought he was going to. Unfortunately, Maurice decided to get involved. It was kind of a take on the Montreal Screwjob, because, we're in Canada after all. She rang the bell as The Miz was about to tap. Sami thought he won. Miz ended up pinning him. It was dirty. Nobody liked that. Stephanie was not happy about Sammy not bringing the title to Raw. I don't know how that's going to play into anything tonight, whether she tries to punish him or not. And I also pretty sure that Daniel Bryan was not happy as to how he won. But again, we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen this week. There's gonna be a lot of fallout from Survivor Series. Now, Daniel Bryan was also not happy about what happened in the following match I'm about to cover, which was Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto. Brian Kendrick is on Raw. He's Cruiserweight Champion. Kalisto's on SmackDown. Whoever won that match, if Kalisto won that match, he was going to not only bring the title to SmackDown, but the entire Cruiserweight division, which would have been a huge loss for Raw and a huge gain for SmackDown. Unfortunately, for SmackDown, Baron Corbin decided to get involved, costing Kalisto not only the match, but the chance to win, to bring the division to SmackDown. Daniel Bryan, again, was not happy about that. Told Baron Corbin that he's going to take care of him on Tuesday, so I don't know exactly what his punishment's going to be, but Daniel Bryan was not happy. Now, Daniel Bryan will be happy about this next match. Raw versus SmackDown, the huge match. Can we just talk about Shane McMahon? He's in his 40s. And looked amazing. He definitely kept it up with those younger guys. The guy is phenomenal. I don't know if anybody's going to chant, "You still got it," but I don't think he ever lost it. Let me tell you. Amazing. Now, James Ellsworth, who was the mascot of SmackDown, which Raw was making fun of. You know, what can you say? It's James Ellsworth. Hey, I love James Ellsworth. I'm a fan. Until he decided to get involved and held not Baron Corbin. Wow. Baron Corbin was not in this match, Shane McMahon was. He held Braun Strowman's feet, which cost Braun Strowman to be eliminated. Did not take too kindly of that, ended up throwing him off the stage. Hope he's okay. Now we had a mini Shield reunion after Dean Ambrose was eliminated early. Again, that was surprising, but that was due to, sorry, it's the winter here in New England. Allergies are starting to kick in. That was because AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose could not keep it together, even though Shane McMahon was on the team. They don't like each other. Ambrose was eliminated early. Came back. Security was about to take him out. Rollins and Reigns did not like that. Decided to take out security. Help their old Shield friend. Dean Ambrose, who then triple powerbombed AJ Styles. AJ Styles was then eliminated. SmackDown's going to be pretty amazing this week because there's a lot of not happy people over on SmackDown. Now, the end of the match came with Luke Harper returning, helping his former Wyatt family members. They eliminated Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns was the last man standing for Raw, was going to spear Bray Wyatt. Randy Orton, I don't know what's going on with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, it's very weird. But Randy Orton decided to sacrifice himself, took a spear. Bray Wyatt ended up winning the match. Now this is huge, even though Raw won the first two matches. This was the big match. Stephanie had told everybody on Raw that, you need to fight like your job depends on it, because it does. Raw lost. SmackDown, again, a huge victory for SmackDown. We're going to have to see what the punishment is tonight. Stephanie McMahon is not going to be happy. Now, the main event, I know we were all waiting for this, of Survivor Series, was Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. I wasn't expecting this match to go too long, to be honest, but I was not expecting it to be as short as it was. Brock Lesnar did not get any offenses. Goldberg hit 2 spears and his jackknife finisher to defeat Brock Lesnar. Yeah, my face says it all. I was in shock. I think the entire audience was in shock. Brock Lesnar was shocked. Paul Heyman was shocked. Brock Lesnar is not going to be happy about this. Goldberg is now 2-0 against Lesnar, and like I said, Brock Lesnar is not going to be happy. I don't know if he's going to show up on Raw tonight. I almost hope for Raw's sake that he doesn't, because you do not want to anger Brock Lesnar. Okay, now this is the part in the show where we head back down to NXT to talk about who's next. This is going to be a female edition of Who's Next and Who to Watch, because, girls rock. Sorry, guys. So you may know this girl. We saw her on Raw. She's quite new to the scene, but I definitely think that she has what it takes to be in NXT, and that is Britt Baker. She was just in a match. Nia Jax pretty much destroyed her on Raw a couple of weeks ago, but she's got the look. She showed a lot of charisma, and I definitely think NXT will help her, and she could be a huge star someday, so be on the lookout for her. Now, who to watch? She's already a huge star in her own right in the indie scene, but she just got signed to the WWE pretty recently, and that is Crazy Mary Dobson, who I believe is being known as Sarah Dobson now in NXT. She fought at I believe it was the WrestleMania 33 pre-sale ticket party that they had. She got fantastic reviews from the audience. A lot of people are saying she's going to be huge in NXT. I cannot wait. The NXT women's division is fantastic. If we have Mickie James there versus Crazy Mary Dobson, endless. NXT has been on a roll, clearly, and they just keep getting better with all of these signings. So that is all I have for today. If you have anything you want me to talk about, comment below. You can follow me on Twitter. I will link that below, and I will see you next week.